At this hour, every single battleground state has closed except Nevada. And so but they are all too close to call at this hour or a toss-up. But we do have exit poll information in some of these key battlegrounds, and John Dickerson is here with that. John.
We spent some time talking about younger voters, but actually at the other end of the age scale, older voters are A, interesting, and B, a whole lot more of the electorate. Let's start in Michigan and take a look at how voters who are older than age 65 are voting. There you see Harris has 55% of the vote and Trump has 43. That becomes increasingly historically interesting because in 2020, the share was roughly the same, and Joe Biden only won that group of seniors by 2 points.
Oh. So
Kamala Harris is up by 12 among seniors in Michigan. Joe Biden was only up by 2. Now let's hop on over to Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, you see Harris up with voters over age 65, 58 to 42. In 2020, Joe Biden won that group, but only with 6% of the vote. So Harris is at 16, Biden was at 6. So that's another state, essentially Wisconsin, looking like Michigan when it comes to senior voters who are a larger share of the electorate than those younger voters. Now I've got us over in Pennsylvania. You see there Trump is up 50 to 48. But in 2020, Trump won that group of older voters by 7 points. So for him to only be up by 2 means he's not performing as well with older voters in Pennsylvania. So the message here, of course, and you remember there was that late-breaking poll
in Iowa.
Ann Seltzer in Iowa, which included in it that Kamala Harris was ahead in Iowa, which is a red state that Donald Trump should be ahead in, and she said a large portion of that was older voters. I can't break it down by gender for you, though. That is cutting the bologna too thin. So I can't. I'm anticipating your next question.
And I think, the way to describe this, and I think for many of us who have covered a number of these presidential elections and talked to the strategists on both sides of it, the way that Iowa poll that was described to me is that what indicated was that plus 65 voters were breaking towards Kamala Harris. And that was a trend, and that you may see that in other states. And you're suggesting now that exit poll data shows that in Michigan, in Wisconsin, that she is overperforming Joe Biden among the plus 65 group, which is a reliable vote.
Yes, a larger share of the electorate. So she's doing better with this larger share of the electorate. And what'll be interesting is, as our reporting continues, and maybe it'll take a few days, is to figure out why that is. Are those older voters disappointed with the way Donald Trump has behaved? That's a question yet to be answered.
Ed,
that is part of it. Yeah. And this, again, is why they've been so confident that ultimately they'd prevail in those big 3 states in the Midwest, is they knew, with elderly voters especially, they were going to do all right.
All right, Ed O'Keefe and everyone, thank you.